Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. I hope you enjoyed the presentations yesterday and understood some questionable points for you. Today's presentation is about artistry, and then we go to execution. So we understand that artistry is a very important part now and has a big load in the score. So we have to be very accurate and very precise when judging artistry because it has a very big impact. And we want artistry to come back to our sport with beautiful routines. So for artistry, individuals and groups, just one moment, I want to close the video so I can see the presentations. We have the character for individuals and the character for the groups, and the expressions are the same. And then we have dance steps. Requirements are 2. Effects for individual is requirement 1. For groups are 2. Dynamic changing requirements 2 for individuals. For groups are 3. And now for groups, we require the collective work. And then we have variety in throw catches in individuals. This is a requirement. Connections in individuals, penalties is from 0 to up to 2 points, while in groups, up to 1 point only. This is very important to remember when you're judging groups. You only have 1 point. The rhythm is the same, from 0 up to 2 points. Then the use of floor area is only for individuals from 0 to 3 penalty. And formations, which is mean variety and the time they take to change between one formation to another. Then we have the unity in the exercise. They are both the same. The constructions, raised positions, contact with the gymnast and the apparatus. This is for groups. And then we have the musical introduction and ending with the music either earlier or before. This is also a penalty. Non-confirming music is also 0-3. So artistry in general, we have character, body expression, dance steps, body and apparatus effects, dynamic changes, connections, unity, and music penalties. For groups in specific, we have the collective work and contact with the apparatus. So the most important thing now is the character. We cannot put all the gymnasts in one box. So first of all, music. The music determines the artistic structure. Selection of music is the most important thing. Where can we see character? We can see character in preparational movements, in transitional movements, during DB or the exit from the DB, body waves, stylized and connecting steps, under throws or during the flight, during catches, during the rotational elements, in the change of levels, in the connecting apparatus elements, during the DA or during the CC. All of these possibilities you can see, not all of them, but some of them. So we have the character for artistry. What is it? What is it for groups? It is the quality of the movements that makes it outstanding, different. Specific use of body segments to create the style. It's, you want to see high quality users of the segments. Let's see examples Can you see her arm during the body difficulty? This movement of her arm gave it character. Also this before the difficulty, it gave it character. So after she made a connection. These are all stylized movements and steps, so they can have character with the music. So here we have character during the throw or under the throw or during the catch. You see here, under the flight. One more time. Under the flight. You see her arm movements under the flight. Zero penalty. There is possibility that you say zero penalty. The gymnast is not required to be in every preparation and difficulty and exit and catch from the throw and every throw. So if the exercise has priorities and character throughout the entire exercise, you could feel the character, you can give zero penalty. Like you don't penalize her for character. So we have 0-3, majority of the exercise when present in most, but not all connections. Missing only during some, but not all the elements, like she's doing in the elements does not mean only body difficulty. The elements means the A and the R. 0-5, present in some connection, missing during the elements. Present only during the dance steps. So this is character. Let's see two examples for evaluation of character. Most of her elements, in most of the connections. So character is well developed, image kept during almost all the exercise. So there is no deduction, 0 deduction. Let's check this exercise.
Magnífica gimnasta cuando empezó, pero irregularidad tremenda.
You can see that no character at all in this exercise. Not one hand, not one arm, nothing. Not even in some dance steps character. So character not developed and deduction is 1 point. Body expression. What do we say about body expression? We say it is the beauty and the finesse. It is not the mask face. It is not a clown face. It is the expressivity that you show, that you want to transmit the feelings to us. So it's through ample participation of the different body segments: head, shoulders, trunk, rib cage, arms, legs, as well as the face. It's not only the face. The face is only one segment. So it is the intensity of the character of the movements. Let's see here body expression versus character. So character is present in traveling, catching, dance steps, but body expression is not sufficient. So penalty 0.3. The dance steps. Dance steps, we require 2 dance steps. Missing 1, 0.5, missing 2, 1 point. All these components must be present to recognize the dance steps. Minimum 8 seconds without interruption, a defined character in harmony with the rhythm, 2 modalities of traveling, or high throw, pre-acrobatic elements, loss of last thing, entire combination. Dance step character. Character should be present throughout the 8 seconds. All the 8 seconds, not only 1 or 2 seconds, and then we start a DA. All the 8 seconds should be with character. If the character is interrupted for 1 or 2 seconds in order to perform the apparatus element, respecting only the rhythm but not showing character, the dance step is not valid, is not recognized, penalty. So let's check examples. Please close the mic. Do not interrupt the character. Body segments and apparatus work during DA and CC must support the character of the movement. They must work during DA, must be coordinated with the accents. They must be following the accents, not simple steps. Look at this steps. Look how her DA were interrupted. So it's the same gymnast. She has two DAs, two dance steps in her DAs. Let's check again one more time. So you see here, her DA did not interrupt the character or the harmony or the rhythm of the dance steps. While here, the dance steps evaluations, we said 0, 0, 5, and 1 point. 0 penalty, 2 times if we have uninterrupted 8 seconds of dance steps with character in rhythm with 2 modalities of traveling. Missing one dance step if we have 1 valid S dance step and 1 S with interruption after 6 seconds. This is an example. If we have missing 2 dance steps, it's 1 point. It means that 1 S with 8 seconds without character, for example, and another one was lost of apparatus after 4 seconds. These are only examples of the current situations that we see. So let's check evaluations of dance steps. There is a clear character and dance steps is recognized. No clear character, S is not recognized, and there is an interruption in the middle, so the character is not seen. The character here was only 2 to 3 seconds, so the dance step was not recognized. Clear character, dance step recognized, it was visible for 8 seconds and with character. Body and apparatus effects. What is this? Effect is, it is union. It's a specific element with accents and the phrases that creates an effect that is recognizable by the viewers, that we can see it. Usually, all elements and all the movements should be coordinated with the accents. The coordination is not an effect, because usually you should be in character, you should have connections, you should be in rhythm, but it's a spectacular technical element, which is coordinated with a significant movement in the music. So it's a special coordination. Here are examples of opportunities for effects during DB or R or DA, or difficulty on specific musical accents which are strong, clear, and match the energy and intensity of the difficulty. The most unique elements and the most interesting accents or phrases should be a surprise effect. It can be simple and it can be complex movements that can create an effect. Let's see examples. Let us take those one more time. Here you hear the when the gymnast stood up on the other gymnast and made the pew with the music. So this was an effect. The other effect was when the gymnast with the music was more higher on the air. So you could see the effect. Strong accent with a unique element. Dynamic changes when we require contrast in the tempo of the movement, contrast in the intensity of the movement, short strategic pauses which signal a contrast in tempo and intensity. For the RGG, we require minimum 1 dynamic change performed by all the 5 gymnasts together. Let's check those examples for dynamic change. The same exercise, or the same part of the exercise, performed by 2 different gymnasts. Let's check how we see them. You see the difference between the 2 gymnasts? So here in the first example, there was contrast in tempo and intensity of movement. While here there were no contrast. She was in the same tempo all the time. So missing one change is 0.3. Missing two dynamic changes is 0.5. And missing three dynamic changes for RGG only is 1 point. For individuals, 0, 0, 3, 0, 5, 1 and 2. For the groups, 3, 5, and 1. Zero, 3 also, if three dynamic changes exist for the groups, but one of them is not created by all the 5 gymnasts. So let's check dynamic changes evaluation. You see here, there was a dynamic change in tempo when the music with the fouette started. She made a pause, which created the contrast in the tempo. You see, music changed 2 times here, but the gymnast kept her same tempo all the time. Let's check her one more time.
Maria siempre, Maria domina, Maria enamorada, luego vino a esta ciudad.
Could you see the change in her movements when she started the dance? She changed in intensity and character. She was slow, and then when the music for the dance started, she changed her character also. So this is okay. This is very good for dynamic change. Also, there was a change in tempo. She was slow, and then when the music for the dance started, she changed her tempo. You see here, there were nothing, no change, no difference. And you can now start to see the difference between the gymnasts. One is intense, one is changing her character, and the other is the same, all the exercise. Sorry, something happened with my presentation. One moment. It's auto-saving. One moment. Let's watch it from the beginning. The music here changed 2 times, but the gymnast kept her tempo all the time. She didn't change. She was still in the rotations when the music changed, and then she continued with the same tempo. Let's watch it one more time. So she had one pause to make this contrast in tempo. Did you see it? One more time, watch it. Here. So she created the contrast when she made the pause. This pause. She created the contrast in tempo. So, connections. We have 2 points for individuals and 1 point for the groups. All movements must have a logical, intentional relationship between them so that one movement element passes into the next for an identifiable reason. Why they took this direction and then changed to that direction. Elements should be joined smoothly and logically without prolonged preparations or unnecessary stops. So all the prolonged preparations are connections also. So we have connection penalty here. Check it out. From standing position to seated position without logical connection. Look. No logical connection to be seated down. Here, connection 0.1. Running back to place. So when they ran back, they had the trajectory to catch, and then they ran back to take their places again. This is connections. Running from one formation to the next. This is connection. They should not run. They should have a smooth transition. This is one formation. Now they run. They should have a logical formations. From one place to the other, they should move logical, not running. Next. How many times connections here are 0, 3. Let's check walking and running from pivot to difficulty collaboration. Walking and running between two difficulty collaborations and no connections between the R and difficulty exchange. Let's check. So they ran, and there is no connection between the R and difficulty exchange. From the R, they made the throw. They didn't make any connection between them. This is one. Okay, and now next. First, waiting between the R and difficulty exchange, the ropes, they are standing. And then the waiting between difficulty exchange and the difficulty collaboration, the 3 gymnasts waiting. And then waiting for partners to complete the CR. And then we have no connection penalty for loss of one ball. We don't take connection here. When the ball is lost, we don't take connection. But we took penalty for walking to DB formation and walking for the... Watch it one more time. Then a technical fault that happens when the connection is otherwise logical is not a connection penalty. That means that when we have a technical fault, but the connections are logical, we don't take penalty for connections. A loss of apparatus is not a connection penalty. You cannot make double penalty. You see, there was a loss, you cannot take connection. There was a loss of the ball, you cannot take connection penalty. Unity. It's one or several severe technical faults which breaks the unity of the composition by forcing the gymnast to hold the performance of the composition or to stop portraying an artistic image for several seconds. So we need to have an artistic image for the whole exercise. This is unity. If we open the code of points, it's exactly first thing. And then comes because of the technical faults. One break for several seconds or 3 breaks for several seconds each. It's only 1 time 0.3 penalty. If we have 3 small drops with no break at all, there is no penalty. Let's check the evaluation. She stopped the exercise for 1 or 2 seconds. Unity was broken, so penalty 0.3. Clear drop, but minimal interruption. The gymnast just went down to take the ball and went up. No unity penalty. So this is not a unity penalty. Character and expressivity is missing, so these penalties we will take, but there is no technical fault, so there is no unity penalty. And then here we have evaluation. Unity or connection here. This is clear logical connection. It's not a unity. But here is a unity penalty. Music penalties. We have the music introduction ending with the music, non-confirming music. A musical introduction of more than 4 seconds before the first movement is penalized. If the final pause, as I told you, before or after the music ends, lack of harmony between music and movement is penalized. What is not music not confirming? Sounds with a non-topical music character for RGs, sirens, car engines, etc. Music not respecting ethical norms, penalty for explicit words, penalty for unethical topics without explicit words. Examples include dirty talk, swearing, violence, discrimination. All these are unethical topics that are not allowed. What are the procedures? We all speak different languages. So anybody understands something that maybe I don't understand, or the other judges can understand and you don't understand, they can come to the responsible judge who will instruct the artistry judges to penalize if she understands after checking what is the breach. In any case, the responsible judge will register the situation in the report to the FIG. The FIG technical committee, of course, will review the music post-competition And they will send a letter to the National Federation for the future. So focus areas, we have the collective area or groups. Synchronization, together. Organization in canon. Or rapid succession. Contrast and choral. So for each missing type of the 4 organizational structures of collective work, we have a penalty for each type missing. 1 synchronization, 1 canon, 1 contrast, and 1 choral. What do we mean? Simultaneous execution, they are same movement, all 5 gymnasts together for synchronization. Will be recognized with minor execution mistakes in the timing. This is synchronization. This is synchronization. Here we are talking about canon and rapid succession. Same movement, repeated several times in rapid succession. Equal intervals between the repetitions. All 5 gymnasts directly involved. Possibilities for organizations of the roles, 1 + 1 + 1, rapid succession, 4 gymnasts passing over the fifth one by one, 2 + 2 + 2, 3 gymnasts first and then 2 gymnasts afterwards. It's up to the coach creativity. Also, they will be recognized with minor execution mistakes in the timing. Let's check examples with rapid succession. We are speaking here about the throw before the DB, this in rapid succession. Watch it one more time. This small throw. Front gymnast not successive, but part of the visual image. So they went down in successive and she is part of this visual image. Okay, and then we have the contrast. 2 contrasting actions. Types of contrast: speed, low and fast, intensity with force and softly, level, standing and floor, directions and movements, pause and continue. Each of the 5 gymnasts must perform one of the 2 actions. Not one gymnast performs 1 high and 1 low and the 3 are in between. No. All 5 gymnasts must perform one of the 2 actions. So 3 fast, 2, so there must be contrast. Examples. See. The contrast in the both examples were levels, standing and floor. Contrast, they are not rapid succession, they are in contrast. Watch it one more time. Here, the first 3 gymnasts and then 2 gymnasts. Choral, simultaneous execution, different movements, which together form a choreographic unit. Not simply 5 individual preparations for the next difficulty, no. Organization of the 5 gymnasts. Each of the gymnasts may play a different role or subgroups presenting a minimum of 3 different roles. Let's check. Okay, one more time. Four different roles. And here in the end, different roles. Let's check and evaluate. This is synchronization. Rapid succession, but one gymnast there is not participating. She has no role. Choral. It's nothing. So this is nothing for us to evaluate. It's not one of the recognized types of collective work. Rapid succession, the steps before the D beat, going to form the D beat. These are rapid sessions. Contrast, they went into different directions with each other. Choral, but it is performed during the CR. This is not valid. Contrast, speed, slow and fast. This is a choral, check it one more time. This is contrast. Rapid succession. This is not what is recognized for the R, recognized for passing through after. This is when they're passing through after the rapid succession. Rapid succession, 2, 1, 2 in the beginning. Let's check this short sequence of evaluation. What do we have here? We have rapid succession, we have synchronization, and then difficulties, and then we have synchronization again in this short sequence. Watch it one more time. Okay. Contact with the apparatus. Contact with the gymnast and apparatus, we have 0.3 and 0.5 or 0.3 plus 0.5. Each apparatus must be in contact with a gymnast. It's a 0.5. Gymnast may be without apparatus. During the exercise, each gymnast may be maximum 4 seconds, maximum. This is very important because many groups have more than 4 seconds without apparatus. So this is 0.3.
Anche quello olistico. Faccia 4 che ci ricorda qualcosa anche questo, Davide.
One gymnast without apparatus for 5 seconds. It's a 0.3 penalty. Without apparatus, 5 seconds, 0.3, but it's only one time in the whole exercise. It's penalty only one time. We take break. Okay.
Yes, yes.
We come back in after 15 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Incomplete movement or lack of amplitude in the shape of pre-acrobatics is a 0.1 penalty. You see, all the pre-acrobatics lack amplitude, so it's a penalty 0.1. Adjusting the body position. This is adjusting a body position. This is not support, because support means when she puts her hands down and then puts it again. This is support, but this is adjusting the body position in balances, in rotations, or another part of the body. Body segment incorrectly held during a body movement each time, including foot, releve, knee, position, elbow, shoulder raised or asymmetric, incorrect position of a body segment during R. These are 0.1 penalty. Okay, this is an important clarification. Fouetté is only one body difficulty. So you take the weakest shape is penalized. Each shape has potential for several deviation penalties. Example, split and trunk. This is yes, but each segment is penalized only one time. Knee on the support leg, knee of the lifted leg, but you don't take it in every shape. Only one time for the knee, one time for the foot, but not in every time. And traditional movement without traveling. (0.3) traditional movement with traveling. This example. The other one is without traveling. Loss of balance without traveling. Let's check the example again. And this is with traveling. 0.3. Loss of balance with support on one or both hands, or total loss of balance with 4. This is with support, 0.5. This is total loss of balance.
Will you learn the same lesson?
And this is with support. Let's check the heavy landing. You can see her leg is down. This is called heavy landing. And then we have incorrect landing, visible arched back. You see, she already landed when her back is still arched. This is 0.3. Balances, shape not held for minimum 1 second, 0.3. Penalty, 0.3. The shape is not held. This should be an attitude, shape not held. This should be torbuchon, shape not held, 0.3. Involuntary support on the heel during a pivot. This is 0.1. 0.1, they must end in releve. During the rotation, if they are on releve, they must end. If they supported on the heel, it's 0.1. Each penalty is applied 1 time per rotation body difficulty. Hops. (0.1), and access of the body not at the vertical and ending with involuntary step, 0.3. Look at all the examples one more time. Technique with the apparatus, loss and retrieval with apparatus without traveling, loss of retrieval of the apparatus without traveling, 0.5. This is an 0.5 penalty. The gymnast did not move. 1 or 2 steps is 0.7. This is 1 step, so this is an 0.7. After 3 or more steps is 1 point. You go to the largest club, the furthest club. Okay, 3 steps. Loss of the apparatus outside the floor area, regardless of the distance, doesn't matter how many steps is taken. And loss of the apparatus, no contact with the apparatus at the end of the exercise. Last movement. You see, 1 point. Loss of the apparatus, no contact with the apparatus at the end of the exercise. This is the last movement, 1 point. When two clubs are lost in succession, example cascade, as I told you before, the judge will penalize 1 time only based on the total number of steps taken to retrieve the furthest clubs, the farthest club, not total number of steps taken. One, two, three. So she took 3 steps to take this one. So it's 1 point. Imprecise trajectory and catch in flight with 1 step or adjusting position to save the apparatus. This is 1 step. Two steps to save the apparatus. This is a trajectory, imprecise trajectory. Okay, 3 or more steps is 0.5 trajectory. 1 step. 2 steps. 3 or more steps is 0.5. Let's check imprecise trajectories. Imprecise trajectory 0.1, adjusting the body position. Imprecise trajectory and chassé. So it's only 1 time penalty, because if you see in the middle, she took a chassé, and in the end, she took 1 step to adjust her body position. So this is a 0.5 penalty. Check it one more time. Only look, here was a chassé. And here is 1 adjustment. So it's only 1 time penalty in this element, 0.5. The step connecting rotations can be forward or backward, so there is no execution penalty here. She saved her apparatus by going backward. She took a step to go backward rotation. So this is not a penalty by execution judges. This is an imprecise trajectory and 2 steps, 0.3 penalty. Catch with the involuntary help of the other hand, exception for ball catches outside of the visual field, 0.1. Remember that catching the ball with the help of the other hand inside the visual field is penalized in every case, voluntary or involuntary. This is catch with the help of the other hand inside the visual field, penalty. This is also penalty. Remember that catch with 2 hands outside here is no longer outside. Only with straight arms is outside. This is no longer outside visual field. This is a penalty. Two bent arms is a penalty, 0.1. So is this a penalty? Yes, it's a penalty for catching the ball with the help of the other hand. Involuntary contact with the body. 0.1. This is involuntary wrappings around the body or part of it or around the stick without interruption. She didn't interrupt the exercise. It's 0.3. Watch it one more time. She didn't interrupt her exercise at all. And with interruption, interruption means that she stopped exercise. She halted for a second to untie her ribbon from the stick. So this is a 0.5 penalty. The end of the ribbon stays on the floor involuntary during the performance of patterns, throws, échappée, etc. Up to 1 meter is 0.1. So this is up to 1 meter, 0.1. When the part of the ribbon stays on the floor involuntary during the performance, more than 1 meter is 0.3. This is mainly 0.3. Clarifications, this is important. Penalty of the ribbon. Staying on the floor is not taken when the gymnast has halted or paused the routine due to another error, not wrapping, loss of the apparatus. You don't take penalty for ribbon staying on the floor. Okay. Alteration of the pattern formed by the ribbon. Snakes, spirals, insufficiently tight, not same height or amplitude. Each time is 0.1 in the exercises. This is very important because this is technique. Okay. Small knot with minimum impact on the handling is 0.1. Medium or large knot impact on the handling is 0.5. So if a small knot forms in the ribbon and after a few more movements, it becomes a medium or large knot, you only take 1 time penalty, which is the higher penalty, of course, the 0.5 penalty. For the group, specific for the groups, total loss of balance is taken for each gymnast, 0.7. Okay, the loss and retrieval of the apparatus is taken for each gymnast. This is 0.5 without steps. Okay, this is a good example. Why? Because it went to the other girl pushed it with its leg and went back to the girl. But this is 0.7, it's not 0.5. This is an 0.7 loss. Watch it one more time. Okay. And 1 point. Different penalties for different errors. If we have loss and retrieval of the apparatus without traveling, each gymnast, we have loss and retrieval 1 to 2 steps, 0.7 each gymnast, and we have imprecise trajectory, 3 or more steps. Let's check. Chassé, loss, 0.7, and the chassé 0.5. We take both penalties. Check the exercise, this part again. One gymnast here makes the chassé, and here she lost the apparatus. Both gymnasts in the corner. So we take both penalties, different penalties. Loss of the apparatus and imprecise trajectory are two different mistakes. If one gymnast has a loss and another one imprecise trajectory, both penalties are applied. We have the lack of synchronization between individual movement and that of the group. Let's check. She's behind them. This is an execution penalty. Imprecise lines within the formation, 0.1. Look, the gymnast ended not on the same line. Imprecise, look at their lines. You can see them even in the picture now. The gymnasts, they did not finish in a precise line. So this is a 0.1. Here, imprecise line in the formations. Loss of several apparatus. If two apparatus are lost, both are picked up by one gymnast. The first apparatus after 3 steps, the second apparatus after another 1 step. Case 1, 2 gymnasts lose 1 apparatus each, both picked up by one gymnast. What will happen? 2 separate penalties, 1 point and 0.7. Case 2, 1 gymnast loses 2 separate apparatus, both picked up by one gymnast. If the lost apparatus is not a pair of clubs, this is 2 separate penalties again, 1 and 0.7. If it is a construction of apparatus is lost, the construction, if still the construction is 1 Newton and not broken, this is 1 penalty. But if the construction is broken and the apparatus are fallen apart, there is 1 penalty for each component, for each apparatus that was in this construction. By this, I have finished the execution and finished the presentations with you. I thank you very much for your time and efforts to study the Code of Points. Thank you so much, Giselle, for this time and for preparing your judges and coaches always. Very keen to give them the new information always and up to date. So please feel free to send to Giselle or to Marwan the questions that you have, and I will be very happy to answer. Good luck to all of you in the Asian Championships. Good luck, Giselle. I know it's not easy, but I know you can do it.
Yes, thank you so much, Madam Noha. I can say one moment for our judges. Sometimes we had a problem with the connection between the music and the video. Don't worry, our judges, because Madam Noha gave us this presentation, and we will repeat before the Asian Championship in Thailand, this presentation and this seminar. Thank you so much. Then you find every time you find time for us, for Asian continent. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Sorry for the internet, but it's a worldwide problem. So this is the problem of the Zoom and the music and the lag.
Problem everywhere.
Everywhere, but yes, Giselle have the presentations. She will present for you one more time. She knows everything, so don't worry. And if you have questions, you can give to her. She will pass it to me.
Thank you. Thank you, our judges. Thank you, friends and colleagues.
There is one question only for criteria of CR. Passing through a partner's apparatus under its flight 0.3. Is there any requirement of the height or distance of the hoop which one the gymnast passing through? No, not this hoop. This hoop she can pass through. The gymnast making the main action, making the criteria passing through, must throw a high or long apparatus to herself or to the partner, and then to take this criteria passing through. So this hoop she's passing through does not have to be high or long in distance, but she must throw high or long to herself or to the partner. Is it clear? Okay. So this is the only questions we received.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you a lot and wish you all the best.
Yes, thank you so much.
Bye.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ms. Koja.